Hello and welcome to the next installment of the Great Borg playthroughs of the Somme campaign. I will be playing scenario 17, Montauban, and the sector just in front of the 30th Division. Well, in the scenario booklet, the next scenario would actually be number 12. But I have chosen 17 because chronologically that's the next one, or actually it's at least taking place at the same day as the others, the first day of the Somme, Battle of the Somme. Scenario 12, which is Mamet's Woods. I think they were later on 7th to 10th of July, if I remember correctly. So we will play that later on after scenario 17 and 18, which is also the 1st of July, and scenario 18 is actually in this sector as well. So we are struggling as the British to gain control of Montauban, which is here. It's that village there. We have loads and loads of British units here, very many. Not much cover though, as you can see. They're starting in open ground mostly. There's one unit in woods there, and the Germans are prepared in their trenches. We have a redoubt here called the Glatz redoubt, occupied by a rifle unit. Anyway, we have some wire here, but as you can see, there's already gaps here because apparently the pre-bombardment on this section was pretty effective. So the British were able to cut some holes in the German wire lines. I also learned this is taking place at the very edge of the British lines. I mean, just to the right of this division, it's the start of the French sector. And I think the French 10th Corps is just there outside. Anyway, let's check what we need to do for this scenario then. We need to grab 7 victory medals, and as usual, we get 1 for a unit eliminated. We, as the British, also gain 1 at the start of the turn when we occupy the first line of trenches, and 1 for the second line if also the first is controlled by the British, or at least we have at least one unit there. Now, the map doesn't really tell what the first and second lines are here, so and it's not just like that to point that out, I think. So I'm gonna do it like this, from this hex along here and down to this hex, also counting that bend there. I will count those hexes as the first line, and the second line will be the rest of the trench hexes actually. So if I get 1 unit here, it's on 1 medal and 1 for being anywhere there in the back. That's the second line for me. Also the redoubt is counted as the second line. We also get 1 temporary victory medal at the start of the turn if we control a town hex of Montauban and also the brickworks. And we have 2 hexes of Montauban here, and the brickworks is located on my right hand side. Just, yeah, you can see there where it is. And as usually, the British, who are the attacker, is racing against the time, so recon card will bring a victory medal to the Germans. Special rules. The British does the no man's land shelling roll. Also, there is a little modification here. Well, not so small actually, because if we hit in a trench hex, unoccupied trench hex that is, we will also replace that with a crater. So, and as you can see, we have 4 hex rows of bombardment. This and these ones could actually be changed from trench to crater. Could be interesting. So that's actually the only special rule. And for the assets we have well, you know that my command card rule. I will have 2 as the attacker, and the AI, which is the Germans, in this scenario will get 1 each turn. And the Germans start with 2 combat cards. We have 3. They have 6 tokens, HQ tokens. We start with 10. We have 5 as reserve artillery as the British. Germans luckily only had 3, which is very lucky for us because we are out in the open. So German artillery could be really deadly here. I think it could be anyway with those 3. Yeah. By that I think we're ready to look at the game board. And as you can see, it's pretty crowded down here on the British end. Loads of units advancing. So for a closer look, we have rifles up here on our left. The woods there is unoccupied, then we have more rifles here, right? The next woods hex, we actually have a machine gun emplacement there. More rifles. There we have a trench mortar just beside that woods. And more rifles, another trench mortar there in the open. We are now on the right hand side sector here. More rifles here, and just at the front here we have another machine gun, and then this ace, that's a bomber unit just in front of the wire hex there. And we're pretty close to the Germans here, just 1 hex in between. But there's wire there though, but we'll see. Maybe we can get a gap there with our bombardment. So for the Germans, in the back we have some reinforcements coming here, and also actually some guys in the woods back there close to the brickworks, which is located there. And then we have on the right hand side again a trench mortar. This is the Glatz Redoubt. We have that rifle unit there. Here we have the loop of the front line, as I will count it. There's some rifles there. More rifles. Rifles. Here the Germans have their bomber unit ready to counterattack me, I guess, if I get to the first line here. And another machine gun. This is on their right, my left, and yet another rifle. So back here in Montauban there's no units, actually it's unoccupied for now. So that's the situation. And 3 strength artillery for the German, and they have body armor as their first combat card. They can ignore all soldier hits on a combat roll for ranged combat. And second one is this butt and bayonet. We know that one. It's a close combat card. And then we have on my side 3 in a match. That's a kind of a sniper card. So when we play our command card, we can roll a die, choose any enemy unit and roll a die. If you roll a soldier symbol, they take 1 hit. We have the messenger pigeons, which gives us another battlefield unit in each of the other 2 sectors played or activated if we play a recon, probe or attack command card. That's good. And we also got the wire cutters, so units that moves to a wire or stands on a wire, and still they could remove that in the combat phase and still attack. So that could be very handy. I mean, we have this bomber unit here. I mean, we could move that one up here, remove that wire with that card, and fire. And I think yeah, it's targeting all ordered infantry units. That's quite a good card. So by that I think we are ready to start turn 1, and as usually we as the British being the attacker is starting the gameplay. So let's start it up. Okay, so I have done the shelling now. There were a bit less hits than in average I say, because, well, we got one up here in the trench, another one there. On the next row we actually didn't hit any hex. The first one went to the woods, and then the next wood, and then outside, so that row was completely unharmed. The next one we got one here, one there, and that's it. And then we got, I think, 2 hits on the wire row as well. That was all actually. So by that we're ready for turn 1. So let's see what we have here then. We have an attack left and a probe center. Okay. We could play this immediately if you would want to, but maybe we can spare that. This could be an interesting choice already to get some activations on other sectors than the card. 1 unit each. And then we had the wire cutters, of course. We could play after movement. We could move up with some guys and attack. Yeah. So, question is, should we go in the center or on the left hand side as a start? I mean, we could jump into the trench here on the left hand side, but we're dangerously close to their machine gun if we do. But we should get out from the open, of course. But that goes for each section, of course. We could also do a artillery barrage. Could make sense there. I mean, if we would choose the 3 left, we could I don't know. So what about the center then? In the center we only have 2 units to activate. Okay, I still go for the attack left. So we'll take our chances to jump in the trench already. So we will activate this unit. We'll activate this unit, and let's do the artillery bombardment as well. So for movement, these guys jumps here. They're now in good cover. These guys will follow up to the shell host just besides that trench, and the third will be, as I said, artillery, and we will put target hex on the machine gun like that, and we need to pay 5 for a full barrage. So let's see if we can get some good results on their machine gun there. Oh wow, that's 4. This is super duper devastating fire. Unfortunately the twos are not hitting anything else. The 3 also goes outside, so that guy is unharmed, but we will get a 4 dice attack on the machine gun. Also, that trench hex will also be turned to shell holes. So I will fetch a shell hole marker first, and then we do the combat rolls. Back in a moment. Okay, so we have shell holes there now, and we will roll the 4 dice for the attack. And there's actually no terrain protection there now, since this is devastating fire. So all hits count. And okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. He's gone. I mean, that was a lucky shot. His machine gun is actually eliminated in one go. That was really efficient fire, and we get a victory medal for that, of course. So that was well worth those 5 HQ tokens, I'd say. Okay, so they are already in some trouble on this sector. There's not much there now. We have this 1 rifle unit, some reserves they could bring up there, and well, they have the bomber unit there, of course. But we are in the trench. We eliminated the most dangerous unit in the vicinity there, and I'm happy with that. So we're ready with the activation. We discard that, grab another card, and have 5 of these, 3 combat cards. I'd say we go for another card, combat card. Okay, hold at all costs. So we play this in reaction to opponent's command card, and he cannot force me to retreat at all that turn. Maybe useful, I don't know yet. Okay, so, and also he had this body armor, but that's only battlefield ranged combat roll that's protecting, so the artillery is still hitting even would he play this card. So that guy was eliminated, whatever cards he have now in hand. So let's play the German turn 1 then. Let's see. Okay, they have a recon right, which means they will grab a victory medal, and they can issue an order to 1 unit on their right hand side. They only have 1. They could of course put in some artillery fire here now. I mean, that could be a nice target there, but they only have 3 dice, right? So it's not that efficient, but maybe he should do it as long as I have guys in the open, right? When I'm pouring into the trenches, there's no more use for his artillery, so I think he will do that. It's of course dangerous to just leave my guys there. I mean, if I can get another activation next turn, I will be really dangerous there, but he could move 1 hex forward and do a close combat. That's 2 tempting options, to be honest. Artillery is tempting, and force force these guys one hex forward and then attack is also an option. So we roll for it. So 1 to 3 is the artillery option. 4 to 6 he will do the infantry option. Okay, he still wants to do the infantry then. So those guys will actually move up here and do a close combat here with 3 dice. And I can't, well, I could play this one now, but nah. I'll wait with that. I think, of course, nah. I think I'll hold. I did, because I only get 1 flag. I got 1 hit though, and he gains 1 HQ token. One guy lost here. And that's it then. So he get 1 for the recon card played, and he will have another one. And then let's see, I think he has 6, yes, 6 of these. So we roll a 10-sided dice to see what he does. He rolled a 5. That means he actually will grab a combat card. Okay, physician. So they play that on a weakened soldier unit. They recover 1 figure for each HQ token he pays. Yeah, I think that could be handy. So that was a German turn 1. He could discard a card to grab more of the HQ tokens, but he has good cards, he wants to keep those. So I think we're ready for turn 2. Okay, we got an attack center and a probe center now. Too bad we can't exploit our advances here. We need to get going on the center hex then, or the center section, sorry, and well, we could play the messenger pigeons now and got that guy. Yeah, I think so. Now I will play it, okay. So messenger pigeons is, so I will pay 2 for that. This means I can, alongside with my command card, activate 1 unit on each other sector. So I play the attack center. So first of all, I will activate that unit, and well, let's put in some machine gun fire on that guy as well. So that will be my 3 guys on the center. On this edge, I will also activate my machine gun, and on this left hand side I will activate those guys who will close combat back at the Germans. So I could of course move that guy there and close combat him there instead. Maybe he's, you know, weakened by machine gun fire. We could get, yeah, let's do that instead. So these guys will actually move out to the center there. And by the way, I get a victory medal for being in the first line now. Temporary one though, but we now have 2. Okay, time for some fire. So let's start with... Ah, sorry, I have more movement of course coming up. These guys were activated, they will go here and here. Okay, now we're ready for fire. Let's start with this machine gun. He's 3 hexes away, so he'll get 3 dice. And that's nothing, because he can... Well... He could actually take that retreat to avoid a close combat here, but on the other hand, that guy could do ranged fire instead then. I mean, he could retreat 1 or 2 hexes right there, 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 or there. No, he wants to stay, I think. I mean, he has this bottom bayonet, so maybe he can retaliate when I'm attacking him there. Yeah, so he stays, takes the fight there. Because these guys cannot attack this turn, so he's safe from those. He would only need to concern the attack from my weakened unit there, which he could hit back maybe. So, but let's take this one first. It's another 3 dice attack against guys in trench. So that's 1 hit for the burst symbol, and I got 1 HQ token. Like that. And now we have the close combat coming up, and that's also 3 dice. So he ignores 1, get 1 hit though, and I got another 1 of these, and then we see, do he already want to play the bottom bayonet? Yes, he will play that now. It cost him 1. And let's see. I think that's an additional die. Yes, it is. So he will actually have 4 dice. So he could actually, because I'm down to 3 here, so he could actually eliminate me now with some lucky roll. He didn't. He got 1 hit. Start with that. I'm down to 2 here now. Then he got 1 HQ token, so he got back the 1 he paid for the bottom bayonet basically. And then he got 2 flags. I need to take 1. But I could opt to take 2 actually. Oh man. Okay, I take the 1 and I have to... I retreat back there. Yeah. Okay, he could gain ground. No, he cannot gain ground in bottom bayonet. So that's the end of the combat phase then. Well, some exchanges there, and he forced me back. Well. Well, at least I'm starting to wear him out here. Those frontline guys has taken 1 hit each now. So, that was my activation. Where did I put the... Oh, did I put it here? Yeah, sorry. That goes there, like that. And I need a new command card. And then let's see. I have 5. I go for a new card. Okay, that one's on the top. That's the roll the dice to see if an ordered soldier unit can move further. Okay, that was my turn too. I will actually lose my temporary victory medal because I'm not in his trenches anymore. He forced me out. And I couldn't have played this because I played the messenger pigeon. So let's see what the Germans do for turn 2. Okay, it's a probe left now. So he will activate 2 units here. Could be artillery. He could play the physician to get that guy into full strength again. But I'm not sure if he's interested in that. Or is he? No. No, he isn't. So he will not play that, I think. Well, it depends. If go for an aggressive maneuver with this, I mean moving them here and close combat my guys, they could eventually be beaten. I mean, I could fight back eventually, and then it could be good to have that guy in full strength. Okay, so let's see if he plays the physician card. Okay, he does actually. He wants to do that. So he plays that. Pays 1 and for the card and 1 additional for getting back a guy here, and that guy moves, so we're activating that guy and also the trench mortar. So he moves here like that. He can close combat me there now, and that guy doesn't move, but he's 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes away, so I think he'll get 2 dice in his attack. Yeah, there it is, 2. So let's start with that. Should I play any card? Hold at all costs. I should have played that already in when the German is playing this card, so I cannot do that now. So let's start with the ranged fire. So there comes 2 dice first. They get 1 hit. And then comes the close combat. And he scores 1 hit again. I can ignore the other 2. So, decimated there, and I'm decimated there. Pretty badly. 50% losses on these units. Okay. That was a German activation for turn 2. We grab him another card. We check how many of these he has. Oops. That's 5. So let's see what he's opting to do then. That's a 9. He will also grab more of these. Okay. So we are ready for turn 3. Yes, we are. So we have a probe center, and we also have, okay, a storm of fire, not bad at all. We could choose 4 battlefield units, open fire with 1 additional die this turn. They cannot be adjacent to an enemy unit. I think, on the other hand, probe center could be good as well. We have some good close combats here coming up. We could actually concentrate on one unit there and maybe eliminate it. Oh, we are, by the way, losing this one. Oh, or should I fire? I have some machine guns in good positions, maybe I should. And trench mortars as well. Yeah, I will do that. So I will activate machine gun, trench mortar, and machine gun. That's the 4 units that will fire. No movement allowed. So let's start here against that unit. He will get 4 dice. 3 for the range, 4 for the Storm of Fire card. And we're not playing any. Now he could actually play this body armor. Let's see if we hit with any soldier symbols then. Okay, so what do we have here? We have nothing. No hits at all. He could take the retreat if he wanted, but he don't want to do that. So that was a waste. Then, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's take that one on the same target then. He will get 3 dice from the trench mortar. And that's also a miss. Oh man, rolling bad now. Okay, let's take the second target then. That's those guys. We start with a machine gun, 4 dice. See if we can get anything now. Okay, now things start to happen. 2 hits and I get back 1 HQ token. And now that guy is in really bad shape because I also have a mortar coming. That's 3 dice. 1 burst is enough to eliminate him, and I will grab my second victory medal. That's indeed a hit. So he's gone. I got back my medal I lost, and by that I'm done. He cannot play the body armor because I did hit with burst symbols. Alright, let's grab me a command card. And what's next? Yeah, I need to see. I have 4 cards. I have now 6 tokens. So I will grab my 5th, and well, that's a full hand then because I can only have 5 of these. Okay, that's a shell shortage. Okay, they fire with 2 dice instead of 3. I think this is pretty... I don't think this is not much of use for me actually. I could discard this. Yeah, I will do that. I don't think I have too much use of that. So I will discard it to grab me another HQ token instead. That gives me room for grabbing 1 more combat card. Okay, that was my turn 3. And we have the Germans left to play. And that's an artillery bombard. well, you know what? Now I should actually have spared that one. That would have been awesome to play now, but oh, silly me. Alright, so they fired twice. And you know, I got loads of guys in the open, so this was... I was so silly there. Why did I discard that card? Well, I didn't foresee this coming. So, he pays 3, fire twice with his artillery. And let's see, where's the most juicy targets now? I mean, I think... we have some places he could... we have one place he could actually hit 4 units. and that's the cluster down here. Here he could actually fire at 5 targets if he would put that target here and just miss that and get fire in the outside, but that's not that funny. So I think I'll On the other hand, these guys don't have that many targets now. I did eliminate those. These guys are still dangerous against my or the German units here, so for some, I mean, it's better to, you have better chance to hit targets here, but these guys are maybe of higher priority because they are closer to his units. So I will roll. So 1 to 3 he will fire there, 4 to 6 he will fire there, and this is the first fire. So that's a 4. So he actually he's opting to fire here, and he will put the target on my machine gun, so he can hit the trench mortar and also my bomber unit there. So here comes the first one. 3 dice. Oh, sorry, wrong dice. Should be these. Plain d6 and okay, nothing in the target hex. Let's see what he got. He got 1 die on my bomber. He got 1 on the mortar, and 1 is a miss. So we go clockwise, and that's the bomber first. That's nothing because it's not the target hex. And then we have the trench mortar. There he actually hits me. Okay. I think he would do the same. He put the target in the same hex for the second fire. This time he hits the center hex as well against my bomber units again with 2 dice. Then he rolled a 4 again, so my trench mortars will get hit once more. So let's start with the center hex. That's 2 dice, and that's 2 hits. 2 guys from my machine gun. Then we have my bombers again. That's 2 dice this time, and that's 1 hit because I have no cover. And also we need to check if my bomber unit is a casualty. No, he needs to roll a deadly die for that to happen. So I just lost a rifle guy there. And then 1 die against my trench mortar again. And this time that's a flag which I have to take. So these guys will retreat back 1 hex. Like that. Pretty good fire from him. And again, I have to just repeat that I should have kept my shell shortage and played that now, because now I got some really unnecessary casualties. That guy down to 2, that took 1 hit, and also my trench mortar took 1 hit and was forced to retreat as well. Not good. Okay, good bombardment by the German, even though they have not that efficient artillery strength in this scenario. So we grab them a card for their turn 4, and then we check the state of the HQ tokens. They have 4. Let's see what they want to do. That's a 4, so he will actually, we need to roll over the number of HQ tokens to get more HQ tokens. So he will actually grab a card, which is a Battle Fury. That's the one you can, after a successful close combat, he could gain ground and battle again with 1 additional die. Pretty good if you play the aggressive gameplay. Okay, so we are then ready with this session, I guess. 3 turns played. We got an advance going right away, covered by heavy artillery support, eliminating one of the German machine gun units right away, dead on the spot. And we actually were able to jump into the German first line, got ourselves medal for a while. Then we did an attack towards the center, but got forced back, and those guys who were in the trench are actually now there. They have been forced back with 50% casualties, and now they are standing on wire, quite helpless there. The Germans retaliated by some counterattack here. Close quarters fighting happening here. We were managed to destroy a unit here. So there's heavy casualties on both sides. And the last thing we did see was some concentrated German fire from the artillery here, forcing some guys to retreat, and I'm taking pretty heavy losses here due of the artillery. Yeah, I think that's a nice little summary of the first 3 turns. And we are in the lead 2-1. So let's see what happens. Thanks for watching, and I hope you will be back for part 2. Bye bye.